Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hannah Daily English. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey there, everyone. It's great to be back. How are you doing today, Hannah?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? I was just thinking this morning. I was in my kitchen, my coffee was on the table, and I had to leave at 8 o'clock. And I thought, wow, we use these little words all the time.
Oh, you're absolutely right. In, on, at, they're everywhere. And honestly, they can be super confusing for English learners.
They really can. I remember when I was teaching English, my students would say things like, I'm in the bus, or see you on Monday. And I totally understood why they were confused.
Exactly. These three little prepositions, in, on, and at, they might seem simple, but choosing the right one, that's where it gets tricky.
You know, I think these are some of the most commonly used words in English. We probably say them hundreds of times every single day without even thinking about it.
Oh, absolutely. Just think about it. I wake up at 7, I work in an office, my desk is on the 3rd floor. There you go, all three in one sentence.
Perfect example. So today, we're going to break it all down for you. By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly when to use in, when to use on, and when to use at. No more guessing.
That's right. We'll cover time, we'll cover place, and we'll show you tons of real-life examples that you can start using immediately.
And here's my question for you, our wonderful listeners. Which one confuses you the most? In, on, or at? Leave a comment below and let us know. We read every single one.
Yes, please do. And if you're getting value from this podcast, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Hannah Daily English. It really helps us create more content for you.
All right, are you ready to finally master in, on, and at?
Let's do this!
Okay, let's start with time, because this is where a lot of confusion happens. When you're talking about time, how do you know which preposition to use?
Great question. And actually, there's a pretty simple way to think about it. Think of it like this. In is for longer periods, on is for specific days, and at is for specific times.
Ooh, I love that. Let's break it down even more. First, we use in for months, years, seasons, and longer periods of time. So the structure is in plus longer time period.
Perfect. So for example, I was born in 1990. We use in because 1990 is a year. That's a long period of time.
Exactly. Or, I love going to the beach in the summer. Summer is a season, so we use in.
Here's another one. My birthday is in July. July is a month, so in.
Right. And you can also say things like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. These are longer parts of the day.
Oh, that's a great point. I always feel tired in the morning, or I prefer to exercise in the evening.
Yes. Now, let me ask you this, James. When does your family usually take vacation?
Oh, we usually travel in December. We love the winter holidays.
Perfect example. Now, listeners, can you think of a sentence using in for time? Try saying it out loud right now. I was born in, or I love reading in. Give it a try.
Okay, now let's talk about on. We use on for specific days and dates. The structure is on plus day or date.
Yes. So, I have a meeting on Monday. Monday is a specific day of the week, so we use on.
Or here's one. My anniversary is on March 15th. That's a specific date, right? So we say on.
Exactly. And what about birthdays? My birthday is on the 5th of June.
Oh, here's a fun one. I don't work on weekends. Even though weekends is kind of plural, it's still specific days, so we use on.
I wish I didn't work on weekends, but that's a perfect example. What about you? What do you usually do on Saturdays?
On Saturdays, I usually sleep in a bit, then I go to the gym. What about you?
On Saturdays, I love to have brunch with friends. See how natural that sounds?
So natural. All right, listeners, your turn again. What do you do on Sundays? Say it out loud. On Sundays, I... Practice that sentence.
Now, the last one for time. At. We use at for specific, exact times. The structure is at plus specific time.
This one's pretty straightforward. I wake up at 7 a.m. That's an exact time.
The movie starts at 8:30. Again, that's a specific, exact time on the clock.
Let's meet at noon, or I'll call you at midnight.
Perfect examples. And here's an important one. I finish work at 5 o'clock. At because it's an exact time.
Now, here's something interesting. We also use at with certain time expressions that aren't exact clock times, like at night, at the moment, at the same time.
Oh, that's a great point. I love walking at night, or I'm busy at the moment.
Exactly. These are kind of exceptions, but you'll hear them all the time in real conversations.
Also, at the weekend in British English, though Americans say on the weekend.
Good catch. Both are correct, just different varieties of English.
Okay, let me give you a quick practice. What time do you usually eat dinner?
I usually eat dinner at 7 p.m. What about you?
I eat dinner at around 6:30. See how we both used at?
Perfect. Now, listeners, tell us, what time do you wake up? Write in the comments, I wake up at. We want to see your practice.
Let's do a super quick review of this section. For time, in for longer periods like months and years, on for days and dates, and at for specific times. Got it?
Perfect. And remember, the more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
All right, now let's move on to place. This is where things get really interesting because in, on, and at work a bit differently when we're talking about locations.
Yes, and honestly, this is where I see learners make the most mistakes. But don't worry, we're going to make it super clear for you.
So let's start with in. We use in when we're talking about being inside a space or within boundaries. Think of it like being surrounded by something.
Ooh, I like that. Surrounded. So, for example, I'm in my house. The house is a space that surrounds you.
Exactly. Or the book is in my bag. The bag is a container, and the book is inside it, surrounded by the bag.
Here are more examples. I live in New York. She's in the car. The keys are in the drawer.
Yes, and we also use in for countries, cities, and neighborhoods. I was born in Korea. He works in Tokyo. They live in the downtown area.
Now, here's a question I get asked a lot. Why do we say in the car but on the bus?
Oh, that's a good one. So we say in the car because you feel enclosed, surrounded. But we say on the bus, on the train, on the plane, because you think of them more as surfaces you're standing or sitting on.
That's a great way to think about it. I'm on the bus, you're on this vehicle, but I'm in the taxi, you're enclosed in it.
Exactly. Although, honestly, sometimes it's just what sounds natural to native speakers. Don't stress too much about the logic.
True. Okay, now let's talk about on. We use on for surfaces when something is touching or attached to a surface.
Right. So the picture is on the wall. The wall is a surface, and the picture is attached to it.
My phone is on the table. The table is a flat surface.
There's a fly on the ceiling. Even though the ceiling is above you, it's still a surface, so we use on.
Here's a fun one. I live on Main Street. We use on for streets.
Yes, the store is on Fifth Avenue. My office is on Market Street. Always on for street names.
And we also use on for floors of buildings. I work on the 10th floor. She lives on the 2nd floor.
Perfect examples. Now, listeners, where do you live? Can you say it using on? Try this. I live on and add your street name. Practice out loud.
Okay, last one for place. At we use for specific points or locations, like an address or a specific place.
Yes. Think of at as a point on a map. I'm at the library. You're at that specific location.
Let's meet at the coffee shop, or I'm at work. She's at home.
Exactly. And we use at for specific addresses. I live at 123 Oak Street.
Wait, but didn't we just say we use on for streets?
Great question. Yes, we say I live on Oak Street when we're just talking about the street, but I live at 123 Oak Street when we're giving the exact address. At is more specific.
Ah, that makes sense. So on for the street in general, at for the specific address number.
You got it. Here are more at examples. At the door, at the bus stop, at the entrance.
At the airport, at the station, at the beach.
Now, let's do a little game. I'll describe where I am, and you listeners decide if I should use in, on, or at. Ready?
Ooh, fun. Let's do it.
First one. I'm blank the kitchen. What preposition?
That's in. I'm in the kitchen. The kitchen is a room, a space that surrounds you.
Perfect. Next one. The cups are blank the shelf.
That's on. The cups are on the shelf. The shelf is a surface.
Excellent. Last one. I'll see you blank the restaurant.
That's at. I'll see you at the restaurant. The restaurant is a specific location, a point.
Great job! Now, listeners, try creating your own sentences. Where are you right now? Are you in a room, on a chair, at home? Write it in the comments.
Yes, please share. We love seeing you practice.
Okay, quick review for place. In for spaces and enclosed areas, on for surfaces and streets, and at for specific points and locations. Make sense?
Perfect. You're doing amazing, everyone.
All right, now we've covered the basics of in, on, and at for time and place, but there are some special expressions and common uses that you really need to know.
Yes, these are the ones you'll hear in everyday conversation all the time, and some of them don't really follow the rules we just talked about. They're just expressions we use.
Exactly. Let's start with some common in expressions. We say in love, in trouble, in a hurry, in a good mood.
Oh yeah, like I'm in a really good mood today, or we're in a hurry, we need to leave now.
Right. And here's an interesting one. In the end. Like, in the end, we decided to stay home.
In the beginning, in the middle, these are all common time expressions with in.
We also say in general, in fact, in my opinion. These are super useful for conversations.
Oh, here's one I use all the time. In other words, like he's very busy. In other words, he can't come to the party.
Perfect example. What about you, listeners? Are you in a good mood today? Are you in love? Tell us in the comments.
Yes, we're curious. Okay, now let's talk about on expressions. We say on time, on purpose, on sale, on fire.
These are so common. The train arrived on time. I didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident.
These shoes are on sale, or that movie is on fire, which means it's really popular and amazing.
Oh, I love that expression. We also say on TV, on the radio, on the phone, on the internet.
Yes, I saw it on TV. I heard it on the radio. Notice we use on for these media platforms.
And here's one that's really useful. On my way. Like, I'm on my way to the office right now.
Or on vacation, on a trip, on a break. These are all about temporary situations.
Great point. I'm on vacation next week, or she's on a business trip.
Now, what about at expressions? We've got at least, at last, at first, at all.
These are so useful. At least we tried. At last the rain stopped. At first I didn't like it, but now I do.
I don't understand at all. At all is used for emphasis with negatives.
Exactly. We also use at with activities. At work, at school, at the gym, at lunch.
Yes, I'm at lunch right now, or she's at the gym. Even though lunch and gym are not places, we still use at.
Now, here's something really important. Some expressions can change meaning slightly based on which preposition you use.
Ooh, good point. For example, in the office means you're physically inside the office building, but at the office just means you're at work, doing office work.
Right. Same with in school versus at school. In school can mean enrolled as a student over a period of time. At school means you're at the school building right now.
These subtle differences are what make you sound more natural. Don't worry too much about getting them perfect. Just listen to how native speakers use them.
Absolutely. The more you hear them, the more natural they'll become.
Okay, listeners, try this challenge. Use one of these expressions in a sentence and write it in the comments. Are you on your way somewhere? Are you in a good mood? Are you at home? Let's practice. These expressions are used all the time in real English, so learning them will make you sound much more fluent.
Okay, so we've taught you a lot today, but let's be real. Everyone makes mistakes with in, on, and at. Even native speakers sometimes have to think about it.
That's so true. I've definitely caught myself saying the wrong one before, so don't feel bad if you make mistakes. It's totally normal.
Absolutely. Making mistakes is how we learn. So let's look at some of the most common mistakes we hear, and more importantly, how to fix them.
Okay, mistake number one is mixing up time prepositions. I hear this all the time. See you in Monday.
Yes, in Monday is incorrect. The correct version is see you on Monday. Remember, we use on for specific days of the week.
Exactly. Or another one. I'll call you on 3 o'clock.
Nope, that should be I'll call you at 3 o'clock. We use at for specific times on the clock.
Here's the fix. Think about it like this. If you're talking about a day, use on. If you're talking about a clock time, use at. If you're talking about a month or year, use in.
Perfect rule. So practice right now. I have a meeting on Tuesday at 2 p.m. in June. See? Day equals on, time equals at, month equals in.
I love that. Okay, mistake number two is saying I'm in the bus or I'm in the train.
Oh, yes, this one trips people up. The correct way is I'm on the bus and I'm on the train.
But why? It seems like you're inside the bus, right?
I know, it seems weird, but in English, we just say on for public transportation. On the bus, on the train, on the plane, on the subway.
The exception is in a taxi or in a car because those are private vehicles where you feel more enclosed.
Exactly. So here's your memory trick. Public transportation equals on, private transportation equals in.
Try it. I'm on the bus going to work, but yesterday I was in a taxi.
Perfect. Listeners, have you made this mistake before? It's super common, so don't worry.
Mistake number four, and I hear this one a lot, is I live in Main Street.
Yes, that's incorrect. The right way is I live on Main Street. We use on for street names.
But we say I live in New York, right? So why is the street different?
Great question. Think of it this way. Cities, countries, and neighborhoods are areas that surround you, so they use in. But a street is like a line, a surface, so we use on.
Ah, so I live in Boston on Commonwealth Avenue. The city uses in, the street uses on.
Exactly. And if you're giving a specific address, you'd say, I live at 123 Commonwealth Avenue.
So altogether, I live in Boston on Commonwealth at number 123. Three different prepositions for three different levels of location.
That's a great way to remember it. Now, listeners, can you tell us where you live using this pattern? I live in city on street. Write it in the comments.
Okay, here's mistake number four and confusing in time and on time.
Oh, this is a good one. These two expressions are different. In time means you arrived before something bad happened or before it was too late.
Right, like we got to the airport in time, meaning we got there before the plane left. We made it.
Exactly. But on time means you arrived at the exact scheduled time, not late and not early.
So the train arrived on time means it arrived at the exact time it was supposed to arrive.
Here's an example to show the difference. I arrived in time for the meeting, but I wasn't on time. I was actually 5 minutes late.
So you made it before the meeting ended, but you weren't exactly on schedule.
Exactly. In time means before it's too late. On time means exactly when scheduled.
That's such an important distinction. Practice this, everyone. I want to arrive on time, but at least I got there in time.
Perfect. See, these mistakes aren't because you're bad at English. They're just because English is tricky sometimes.
So true. The important thing is to keep practicing and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you improve.
Absolutely. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. We've all been there. All right, everyone, time to practice. Let's do some quick exercises. Which is correct? I'll see you in Friday or I'll see you on Friday.
It's on Friday. Days use on. What about the meeting is at 3 p.m. or in 3 p.m.?
At 3 p.m. Clock times use at. Here's a tricky one. I'm in the train or I'm on the train.
On the train. Public transportation uses on. And she lives on Park Avenue or in Park Avenue?
On Park Avenue. Streets always use on.
Perfect practice, everyone. Now let's recap what we learned today.
First, we covered time. In for longer periods like months and years, on for specific days, at for specific times.
Second, we learned place. In for enclosed spaces, on for surfaces and streets, at for specific locations.
Third, we explored common expressions like in love, on time, at least, and so many more.
And we talked about common mistakes. Remember, on the bus, not in the bus. On Monday, not in Monday.
The difference between in time and on time is super important too.
Now it's your turn to practice. Write a sentence using in, on, or at in the comments below. We read every single one.
Don't worry about being perfect, just try. Real communication is what matters most.
If this episode helped you, please like, share with friends learning English, and subscribe to Hannah Daily English.
We create new lessons every week to help you improve your English.
Remember, learning English is a journey. You're making progress every single day.
We believe in you. Keep practicing and don't give up.
You're doing amazing!
All right, everyone, until next time, keep practicing your English.
See you next time. Bye!